What if one habit could completely change your life? What if waking up 1 hour earlier could help you achieve your biggest dream? This is the story of a young man who discovered that discipline is more powerful than talent. Hello, my name is Daniel. I am a student. I have a dream. I want to become successful. I know success is not about luck. It is about discipline. This is my story. You can read my story. You can learn English with me. When I was younger, I always made excuses. I woke up late, wasted time on my phone, and finished my work at the last minute. Every day, promised myself that tomorrow would be different. But nothing changed. One morning, my teacher said something I will never forget. Successful people don't always feel motivated. They stay disciplined. Those words stayed in my mind all day. That evening, I made one simple decision. I wrote 3 rules in my notebook. Wake up early. Study every day. Never give up. The next morning, my alarm rang at 6 o'clock a.m. I wanted to sleep longer, but I remembered my promise. I got out of bed, made my bed, and started reading an English story. It wasn't easy, but after a few days, I felt different. I had more energy, I learned more English words, and I became more confident. At that moment, I realized one important truth. Discipline is the bridge between your dreams and your success. The first week was the hardest part of my journey. Every morning, I wanted to stay in bed. Every evening, I wanted to waste time on my phone. My old habits kept telling me, "You can start tomorrow." But I knew tomorrow was just another excuse. Instead of listening to my excuses, I followed my 3 simple rules. I woke up early, studied English every day, and never gave up. Some days I felt tired, but I remembered that discipline means doing the right thing, even when you don't feel like doing it. At school, I started paying more attention in class. I completed my homework on time and practiced speaking English for 30 minutes every day. I also read one short English story before going to bed. Little by little, I noticed my vocabulary was growing, and I could understand more than before. One afternoon, a friend asked me, "Daniel, why have you changed so much?" I smiled and replied, "Because I stopped waiting for motivation. I started depending on discipline." He looked surprised and said, "I want to change too." From that day, we studied together after school. We encouraged each other, corrected our mistakes, and celebrated every small improvement. We learned that success is not about being perfect. It is about showing up every day and refusing to quit. At the end of the month, I looked at my notebook and realized something amazing. Every small action had made me stronger, wiser, and more confident. That was the moment I truly understood that discipline is the foundation of every successful life. 3 months passed, and my life changed in many ways. I was no longer the person who always made excuses. I had become someone who respected time, finished tasks, and stayed focused on my goals. Every morning, I woke up with a purpose. Every evening, I felt proud because I knew I had used my day wisely. One Friday, my English teacher returned our exam papers. I looked at my score and smiled. It was the best result I had ever received. My teacher walked over to me and said, "Daniel, your success is not an accident. It is the result of your discipline." Those words meant a lot to me. After school, I called my parents and shared the good news. They were proud of me. My father said, "Talent can help you start, but discipline helps you finish." I never forgot that lesson. The next day, some classmates asked me how I had improved so much. They thought I had a special talent. I smiled and answered, "I am not special. I simply chose to do the right things every day." Small actions repeated every day create big results. From that moment, I realized that discipline was not only helping me become a better student, it was helping me become a better person. I was more confident, more responsible, and more prepared for the future. I looked at my notebook, where I had written my 3 simple rules months ago. I smiled because I knew one thing for sure. Discipline does not change one day. It changes your whole life, one day at a time. Several years later, I looked back at the journey that had changed my life. I realized that I had never become successful because I was the smartest person in the room. I became successful because I refused to quit. Every early morning, every page I read, every English word I learned, and every small decision had shaped the person I had become. One afternoon, I visited my old school. As I walked through the hallway, I remembered the day my teacher had said, "Successful people don't always feel motivated. They stay disciplined." Those simple words had completely changed my future. I met my teacher again and thanked him for his advice. He smiled and asked, "Daniel, what have you learned after all these years?" I answered, "I learned that discipline is choosing the right thing, even when nobody is watching. It is waking up early when you want to sleep. It is studying when you want to relax. It is continuing when life becomes difficult." My teacher smiled proudly. Before I left the school, I looked at the classroom where my journey had started. I remembered the young student who always made excuses. That person no longer existed. Discipline had changed not only my habits, but also my mindset. Now, whenever someone asks me for the secret of success, I always give the same answer. Don't wait for the perfect day. Don't wait until you feel motivated. Start today. Stay disciplined. Repeat the right habits every day, and your life will slowly change. I still keep my old notebook. The first page contains the same 3 rules I wrote years ago. Wake up early. Study every day. Never give up. Those simple words continue to guide me, reminding me that success is not built in one day. It is built one disciplined day after another. The end. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe. For more, learn English through story videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next story.